Hey, what is up everyone, it's Quan. Welcome back to another yapping session, and today we'll be looking at the Voltage Rush season notes. I was talking about this for like 1 hour yesterday, and then I realized my mic was muted, so we're going with this again. We will be starting with the special events of this season, that being the Holi Festival Spotlight, the main car being the Pagani Utopia, and we have the support cars being the Geo Supra Racing Concept, the Gallardo, the TS1 GT Anniversary, and the Authentica. So let's just start with the support cars of this event. The first one is the Geo Supra Racing Concept. Don't be mistaken with the other Geo Supra. We are needing the 5-star version for the Spotlight, and it shouldn't be a hard car to get because it's only 15 blueprints to unlock. It takes a little bit more to max it out because of the new blueprint spread, but I think it should not be an issue for most players because like you guys can probably get a bunch of blueprints for this car in the event itself. And also, even though it only started as a Legend Pass car, players did have the opportunity to unlock this car if they were a bit lucky in the Holiday Overdrive season in those like green present boxes. I was one of them. I did get 3 blueprints for the car, so now I can use some wildcards early onto the Geo Supra Racing Concept, so that's pretty good for me. And this car, I don't think it's any special, even in D class, so it's just a collector's item. It will probably be needed for the Utopia though, because the Utopia, it's a key car, and you know how those key spotlight usually goes. You usually need all the supports at max stars for you to get the main car as well. And the main car also has to be at 6 stars, or whatever stars it needs to max. But yeah, let's move on to the next support car, that being the Gallardo LP564. This thing is also somewhat easy to get. It already had a car hunt, it had some other events for the free-to-play players, so it should not be hard to get. One thing though is that the Gallardo is it appears pretty late in the Legend store. It's at Garage Sale 48, which is very late in the Legend store. So for a lot of players, that is not a feasible way to get the Gallardo. But if you were active and did play the Gallardo hunt, then congrats, you have a car that can help you in the Spotlight event. The next car on the list is, I will go with the Authentica. So the Authentica did not have that many appearances before. It only had 1 Grand Prix event and a Star Hunt / Epic Hunt. And the only way for you to get the key for this car was only in the Grand Prix event. The Star Hunt, of course, doesn't have any keys in them. So a lot of people probably don't have this car, so this would be the blocker for this Spotlight. Well, unless you did get a decent amount of blueprints, then maybe you can also try and max the Authentica for a chance to get the Pagani Utopia as well. Unfortunately, the Authentica is definitely not useful at all. It's not good for even MP2 because this car is hella overranked for what it is. So, just a block. It's just a block in this Spotlight event. And also, I forgot to talk about the Gallardo's usefulness in the Big 2026. It's not really useful anymore. Unfortunately, because it got kicked out of Elite C, there's really no other place where you would unironically be using the Gallardo. Because while yes, it's still one of the best C-Class cars that you can get, you don't even use C-Class cars nowadays. As in multiplayer, you're starting with a bunch of already good B-Class cars and also the Evo cars. So you don't really need these kinds of C-Class cars for anything, unfortunately. So unfortunately, the Gallardo is also useless. And for the final support car in this special event, well, no, not special event, the Spotlight, it's the Zenvo TS1 GT Anniversary. This thing is also a car that's kind of hard to get because it wasn't really available after it got kicked out of... Right, I need to plug in my laptop, hold on a second. Anyways, as I was saying, this car is not really easy to get after it got removed from the MP1 rewards. And that was already like almost 2 years ago at this point, ever since Unite released. Before that, it was already somewhat hard to get because back in 2022, at around the same time DS5 released, they heavily nerfed the multiplayer 1 rewards, where it doesn't reward you guaranteed blueprints anymore, and you barely get any packs, even when you finish at like a good position or anything. So it was extremely hard to get blueprints for the TS1 GT. Ever since Unite released until now, the only other appearance of this car was a Star Hunt / Epic Hunt, and it was required in a special event if I remember correctly. Other than that, there wasn't any other way for you to get blueprints for this car, so this will also be a block for the newer players. But for the older players who have played before Unite, maybe you do have a decent progress on this car, or maybe you even go to this car. But yeah, it's a relatively hard car to get for the newer players, but for old players it's not an issue. And finally, the main car of the Spotlight, Pagani Utopia. I might try to unlock it just so that I can change it to a better color, because like this just looks like poop brown at the moment. But I will be real, I don't think this car is really that useful, because like at this rank, it will only be used in probably like Plat 4 in MP1. So it will be useful in just one league in multiplayer 1, but aside from just that one sub-league, there's not really too many places where you would use this car in. And besides, like, even if you don't have Utopia, all these other A-class cars that are near it are also perfectly prominent for Platinum 1. So you really do not need the Utopia. So straight up, the first event of the season is just filler. None of these cars are worth any tokens unless you're close to getting it. For example, like me, I only need like 87 blueprints to max the Utopia and maybe even get the car. So I will probably go for it just because I'm close to unlocking it. But if you want a good event for you to dump your tokens on, the Spotlight is not it. And it seems to be that way for the other events in this season as well. And let's just head into the next one. The Tomaso P72 special event. Nice. Another key special event. So you probably need all these support cars for that special event maxed out as well. Off to a great start, aren't we? So what's required for the special event? There's the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 10th anniversary. Don't mistake this for the RTR Spec 5 Formula Drift that is in S-Class. It's the B-Class version, the Legend Pass car. This one is the one that's needed for the P72 special event. After that, there's the Continental GT Speed, the Murcielago, the Enzo, ATS GT, and McLaren Sabre. So let's just start to talk about the support cars, starting with the RTR Spec 5. This started as a Legend Pass car, and then it got featured as a support in like a special event. I forgot what special event it is. If I manage to find the info, I'll show it on the screen right now. But those two sources are not really enough for free-to-play players to have progress on this car, unfortunately. So it would definitely be a block. If you want to get yourself the P72, this is definitely a block. But is this any useful? Absolutely not. It's just a low-end B-Class car that you will probably not use in anywhere. Also, do not tell me that it's useful in MP2. Deadass, like there's like 100 cars that are quote-unquote useful in MP2 at this point. Don't just spend tokens on the car and then try to justify its usefulness by saying that, oh, but it can beat DSE-10s in MP2. 15 other cars can also do that. That is not a worthy excuse to spend tokens on a low-end car. But aside from that, let's just go on to the next support car, being the Continental GT Speed. This thing right here is a very fun to drive car. I do like driving this car quite a lot. Unfortunately, nowadays it's also not that useful. And it's also pretty late in the Legend store as well at Garage Level 44. Although, if you were active in this game, this car did get like, what? I think it had 3 car hunts or 2 car hunts. And then it also was in the MP rewards at some point. I don't think it's still in the MP rewards. Like, is it still in the MP2 rewards or something? But I don't remember that. But it was also in the MP rewards at some point. So, the more active older players will definitely have this car at a decent progress. But of course, for the newer players, you guys most likely won't have too much progress on this car, and that will also be an issue for you guys. Well, to be fair, are you fucking serious? Like, yesterday, I already fumed because of like the microphone issue. I also did get a disconnect in the middle of the recording like this. It just happened again. What the fuck is happening right now? As I was saying, the Continental GT Speed is also not that useful nowadays. It's just a little fun car to drive. Like, if you have a chance to drive this thing, it's a pretty fun car. Unfortunately, usefulness not really there. aside from the fact that it could always be reused in another special event. Next, two support cars are both Evo cars, the Murcielago and the Enzo. Those are the B-class Evo cars in this game. And if you guys were active in like the past 6 months or so, you guys should already have these two cars at max already, like at least, because like both of them did have events for you to get a bunch of, well, either blueprints or like epics, and also Enzo did also give a car hunt, and Murcielago also had a bunch of events and also the Evo special event. Both of these cars also had those Evo TLEs for you to get the Evo parts as well. So it's all cool, I guess. Again, should not be a hard requirement for these two, unless you somehow missed both of these cars in the past 6 months. I kind of feel bad for you, but it is what it is. One more thing is that they definitely do not appear early in the Legend store. The Enzo is at Garage Level 48, and the Murcielago, I think the Murcielago was not too late. The Murcielago was at level 27. So it definitely takes some time for you to get there. But the Enzo will take quite a while before it appears in the Legend store, so it's probably not gonna be a viable option for most players. And the game just fucking disconnected again. What the fuck? Yeah, while the game tries to load again, let's talk about the other two support cars required in the P72 special event. The ATS GT and the McLaren Sabre. These will be the two hardest cars for most people to get. So the ATS GT is a low-end S-Class car that didn't really have easy events for anyone, actually. Nice, the game is back, and now I can show you the ATS GT. I myself only have this car at 4 stars, even though I played all the events it had. So the first event that had the ATS GT was actually a special hunt. So you might be asking, wait, it's a special hunt, why don't you have this car maxed then? That special hunt was the worst special hunt to ever appear in this game. It was the only special hunt to require support cars for you to get extra packs for the main car being the ATS GT. You needed the Sesto Elemento and the Lamborghini SC20 as the support cars for that special hunt. If you don't have those two cars, you will have to grind stage 1, which only had 2 packs. And for how long do you have to grind it? You have to grind it until you 2-star the ATS GT, because this stage 1 is the 1-star stage and you have the free try and whatever. So it takes way more time in stage 1 than compared to any other stage in like any special hunt as well, because the other special hunts are for a key car. So those key cars will have less blueprints in the first star because you don't need any blueprints to unlock it, you need a key. So the first star will take much less blueprints than whatever this fucking thing is. So it was literally the worst special hunt to ever exist. Later on, the ATS GT also had a special event, which did not really give much. It was more like a mini special event compared to a proper one that actually gave you blueprints, like more blueprints, like more epics and whatever. I don't think many people will have progress on this car, and also I don't think anyone would unironically spend tokens on this car, because like, who the fuck uses this? It's not even useful in any way. It loses to Lycan in every single tracks. I don't see how most people would have this car at a decent progress. So definitely a block for the P72 special event. And the final support car for that special event is the McLaren Sabre. Now, McLaren Sabre, I would also consider it a block because it's not really useful. So most people will not really try to go for this car. And aside from a few appearances, like I think it first appeared in a Drive Syndicate. I forgot what Drive Syndicate it was. And then later on, it was in a Star Hunt / Epic Hunt. So that is also where I got like 40 blueprints for the car. So thank you to the Star Hunt. It did help out a little bit, but it wasn't enough for me to have any decent progress on this car. And I don't think most of you guys will have much progress on this car either. It's like, it's not a useful car. It's just a mid A-class car. It's just there. It exists. So I would say that this is a pretty hard special event for a car that's also not really that relevant nowadays. The P72, well, yes, it's still an elite A-class car. It's one of the worst elite A-class cars. Like, the 499P is bad, we know, but the P72 was the original bad overranked car in elite A-class. That it kicked out. I don't remember what it kicked out, but it's not a good car. It's quite overranked. It's worse than all the other elite A-class cars aside from the 499P of course. These 3 cars absolutely demolished the P72, so is this a worthy event for you to spend your tokens on? Absolutely fucking not. Another filler event. Woo, let's go. And that aside, on to the next special event. Why is this in the special event section? I don't fucking know, but let's just go with it. Lego Unleashed for the BMW M4 GT3 Evo. It's a tour, so it's not going to be the Unleashed that gives you tokens. It's going to be that kind of Unleashed that gives you blueprints, I guess, and also doesn't need any support cars. So, should be an easy... for fuck's sake, this is already the 3rd time already. Are you fucking kidding me? 3 times in 18 minutes. Are you for real? Let me record this fucking video in peace. Holy shit. As I was saying, should be an easy unlock because like these tour events, I think it gives you like free 28 blueprints. Like they are just there. You don't need to do anything for those 28 blueprints. So it should be an easy unlock for most people. Is it a worthy card to spend your tokens on though? No. It's basically a worse Maserati MC20 or Apex AP0. It's definitely not worth your tokens. Unless you like Lego, then it's whatever. If you like a car, go for it. No one's stopping you from doing that. But if you want a good car to go for, this is also not a good car to go for. After the Unleashed event, we have the Icona Vulcano Spider special event. Now, I may sound crazy, but I do think that this special event is easier than the Tomaso P72 special event. Even though the main car is better, I still feel that this event is easier, and let me show you why. The support cars are the Huracan STO, the 765LT, the Forza P1, Countach LPI, Concept S, and Bugatti Divo. Let's just start with the Huracan STO. Huracan STO was a Legend Pass car that only appeared in a pseudo multi-pack alongside the Ferrari SF90. Why did I say it was a pseudo multi-pack? Because, well, there were 2 cars that had upped drop rates in that Dragon Boat pack. Only the SF90 was the featured car. So the moment that you max the SF90, the pack disappears and you have no other chance to get the Huracan STO. So it technically wasn't properly featured in that pack. It was only a single pack that also happened to have higher drop rates for the Huracan STO. This is definitely the hardest car to get along this bunch. I may have some sort of bias because that's the only car I don't have unlocked in these 6 cars that is used as the support for this event. But I think it should still be the same for you guys as well. Well, unless you guys buy the Legend Pass, which you should already have this car at some, like, at least 2 to 3 stars. So it is what it is. For me, it's still the hardest car to get in these 6 though. Again, low B-class car, not useful in anywhere. Just gonna be used as a block in the special event. What's not used as a block though is the 765LT. The 765 has already been featured in a bunch of events. It got featured in 2 draft syndicates being DS5 and DS6. It got 2 car hunts and a bunch of other events. Was also required in a previous special event as well. So this car should be easy to get for the active players. Again, I keep having to say this because the new players will always complain about the fact that, oh, these special events are way too hard, this game is not free to play. You guys must understand that this game is a long grind. That doesn't mean the game isn't free to play. If it's not free to play, why the fuck did you even download the game in the first place? How did you even download it without paying any money? It is free to play. So 765LT, I would say relatively accessible. I think it's also in the Legend store. Although it is also very late, so it's not feasible for most players either. Yeah, level 49. How is it later than the Enzo? This is definitely worse than the Enzo. Why is it at a later level? No, well, it's whatever. I think the 765LT is not really that hard of a requirement for the special event. Next car, Forza P1. Forza P1, I would also argue that it's not really a hard car to get. Why? Ever since its debut in early 2024 in the Funk special event, which was also not really hard, like that special event wasn't really hard, you could actually manage to 100% event despite the Invincible. It was the Legend Pass car at the time, but it also had seasonal tokens packs, so you could get the car free to play, which is also how I got that car. And that also made me get like 50 more blueprints for the Forza P1 to unlock it early and stuff. So ever since that debuted, it also had a Burst of Speed appearance in late 2024. It was the Black Friday Burst of Speed. The first ever Black Friday Burst of Speed in Unite actually. That's how I maxed out the Forza P1, and then later on it also had another special event. And it also had one of those like random one car TOE that gave you a bunch of blueprints and also 2 epics. That TOE also helped me in golding this car. So this car did appear in a bunch of events. It's not really a hard requirement compared to, let's just say, something like the ACS GT or the McLaren Sabre in the Tomaso P72 special event. Despite this car being actually better than the main car for that event, I would genuinely argue that the Forza P1 is a better car than the Tomaso P72. Why? While the P72 doesn't beat, well, the Countach or the Imola in pretty much like any track, this one does. The Forza P1 is actually a better car on the straighter tracks compared to, let's just say, the Countach or the Imola. But of course, it's not really special because right next to it, it's the XJR-9, and we all know that the XJR-9 is the fastest A-class car when it comes to top speed. So it just fucking clears everything else in those straight tracks. But the Forza P1, it still does something at least. And it's also easier to get than the P72. Onto the next support car. Well, also right next to the Forza P1 is the Countach LPI 804. This car also had a bunch of appearances, started, I think it was back in summer 2022, where it was the Raging Bulls season, one of the worst seasons to ever exist in Asphalt 9 history. This was the Legend Pass car for that season, and then later on, it was featured in the Black Friday Burst of Speed in 2023, so that was the first ever free-to-play appearance for this car. At Unite launch, it had a paywall special event and also had a $10 key bundle, and of course it's also in the supercharged version for the PS platform and such. After that, the Countach appeared in one of those linked special events in the Pinnacle of Speed season. That's how I unlocked this car, because those linked special events were relatively easy and they were pretty cheap for me. I only needed to max the SC20, which took me like 9,000 tokens thanks to the multi-pack dupe protection system. And it's all good. I unlocked the Countach, I continued with my day, and right after that linked special event, this car appeared in the Summer Burst of Speed. Like, it just had 2 events right next to each other in the same month. That's insane. That was genuinely insane. So yeah, this car is also not hard to get at all. Honestly, this car is definitely not a hard car to get. If you were very active in those periods of time, you should probably have a decent progress on this car, or even unlocked and maxed out this car. So yeah, I still feel that this is an easier car to get compared to the P72. I mean, I know that the P72 also appeared in a Burst of Speed before, but it still doesn't have as many appearances as like these 2 cars, and I do feel that these 2 cars are better than the P72, which is honestly quite insane for me. Onto the 5th support car for this event, the Rimac Concept Test. Concept Test is unfortunately a mid S-Class car. This could have been the A-Class King if it was in A-Class. Unfortunately, it's an S-Class. I do still really like driving this car though. It's a pretty fun car to drive, even though it's not really that useful. It's a pretty fun car to drive. I think this car is unfortunately in Platinum 2 or Platinum 3. I mean, I can try to check right now. But ever since the Evo cars got added in that range, being the Evo SF90 and also the Evo Valkyrie, unfortunately the Concept Test is not that useful. Yeah, there it is. It's the Concept Test in Plat 2. Definitely not a useful car in this day and age. It's just a fun car for you to get, and also it wasn't too hard to get either. So it had a special event. That special event was hard. I only got like 15 blueprints for it. It's whatever. But then it appeared in the MP1 rewards, the first ever MP1 reward set in Unite launch, alongside the Venom F5 as well. That was still the best MP1 rewards that we have ever gotten in this entire game. So I did manage to unlock the Concept Test during that MP1 period, and then later on, the Discord moderators chose this car as one of the supports for like our own Koenigsegg CCF50 special event. And again, thank you to GameLove for making that event so fucking stacked. None of us actually expected that event to give out that much, but it did. So I did manage to spend more tokens onto the support cars and actually 4-star the Concept Test there. So really appreciate that. Again, also appreciate that the Discord mod special event was even a thing in the first place as well. cannot say no to that. And then it also had an Unleashed event, which is how I 5-starred the car, and yeah, I think I can definitely max out the car when it's spent on the support packs in the special event. Final car required in the special event is the Bugatti Divo. The Bugatti Divo, it's an okay gauntlet car nowadays. It was one of the better ones, but then ever since Evo cars got added, it kind of became a little bit obsolete, unfortunately. But it can still work as a replacement for some certain combos if you don't have those Evo cars or you don't have any other options. It's still a relatively solid car for you to use in Gauntlet. And also you can kinda use it in MP1. One thing I do want to talk is that the Bugatti Divo continues the trend of these seasonal revving cars being used in an event just one season after the seasonal revving itself, like either one season or just event right after it. I'll show you the list on the screen right now, the updated list with the Bugatti Divo, and as you can see, the pattern repeats. And yeah, at this point, just expect the seasonal revving car of any update to be used in the second season of that update now. Like, you can definitely make an educated guess and just go with it. I cannot 5-star. I can 3-star the Divo from this event, and I will definitely do that because there's only 2 days left, and it will only take me like 4 races for me to get like a bunch of conditions to get the Divo startup. Oh yeah. And now to talk about the main car, the Icona Vulcano Spider. This thing, from what I've seen in test drive, it's a pretty fun car. Apparently it has the suspension of the old pre-nerf light Evo Sharon. I cannot tell if it has negative fake acceleration though. If it does, that kind of stinks, but if it doesn't, it's a pretty decent car. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be that useful. The only place where you would use this car is in Platinum 1 MP1. Aside from that, it's not gonna be useful in Gauntlet because it doesn't have enough acceleration in Nitro. And it of course will be worse than the other S-Class car like around it. For example, the Jesko is lower ranked than this car, I think. It indeed is. The Jesko is over here, then the Vulcano Spider is here. So the Jesko is definitely way better than this car. So this is just not gonna be that useful. But it's a fun car to get though. The most important thing is that it's a blueprint car, so it's gonna be very easy for most players to get. Compared to the P72, which is the key car, this is just better in all ways possible. It's an easier car to get. The requirements are easier. Each of the requirements are also better than the other cars. Like, the car quality is better, the event is easier, the main car is better and also easier to get. It's a win-win for pretty much anyone in this event. Next event though confuses me a lot. Starway for the Maserati MC20. Guys, I thought the main purpose of a Starway is for new players to catch up. But this Starway is actually harder than some of the special events in this game. Let me show you why. So what's needed in the Starway for the Maserati MC20? The Nissan 370Z Neon Edition. This is not an easy car to get. It's not available in Legend Store. And if it's out of MP rewards, there's literally no way for you to get this car aside from the packs that will come with that Starway. What kind of new player do you expect to even have this car? Why? And next one as well, the Neo EP9. Neo EP9, yes, it has, I think it does have a showroom, but it's an unlock only showroom, so it doesn't get you far, or is it actually to max? I don't remember. But yeah, but showrooms are also not an easy type of event to do. And it also appears late in the Legend Store as well. If I remember correctly, is that like Garage Level 43? Yeah, Garage Level 43. It's also late in the Legend Store. What kind of new player is gonna have the Neo EP9? The next one though, Lamborghini Huracan STO. They used the Huracan STO as a support car in an actual special event, and then they reused that exact same car for a Starway. What the fuck? The same Legend Pass car that didn't have a proper appearance after that be featured in a Starway, a type of event that was supposed to be for new players? What happened to Starways? Why are they like this now? I mean, I will be able to play the Starway at least, unlike before, because I had all the other Starway cars at max and I only have a 1-star Maserati MC20. But come on, like what kind of Starway is this? Like even I cannot do the Starway without actually spending tokens on the Huracan STO first. And even the final car as well, the Porsche Mission R, that's also not a Legend Store car. It's only in events. Well, yes, it was in the best Spotlight event in this game's history, being the Easter Sharon Per Spotlight. So whoever played the Spotlight, congrats to you. You probably have a maxed out Mission R as well. But this is not an easy car to get. It's an exclusive car. That's the most important thing. Every single car in this list is an exclusive car, except for, well, the Neo EP9. But it's also appears way too late in the Legend Store. Why? All of that just for a mid B-class car? Like, MC20 is also not the special. Well, yes, it's probably better than the Apex AP0. That's also just a mid B-class car. It's not something special. It's not worth going for. It's not worth dropping your tokens into. This is the weirdest Starway event I've ever seen in this entire game's history. Next event in this list, we have the Jaguar XJR-9 GP rerun. I thought the last time the XJR-9 appeared in a GP was like 6 months ago, but I guess I'll take another rerun. I can 5-star the car easily. Is it worth going for the XJR-9 in 2026? My honest answer is no. But Quan, this car is very good in A-Class. Oh, that's the problem. It's an A-Class car. The A-Class cars do not really compete with the S-Class car nowadays. And it's also not in Elite A, so it's not gonna get you like any extra like additional tokens. Unfortunately, if you want a good car, this is also not it anymore. I'm sorry, but all the A-Class cars nowadays are not really useful in any situation anymore. Well, except for the Evo Corvette 01, which is somehow situationally good in Gauntlet, somehow. But now, all these A-Class cars are just not really useful anywhere. I don't recommend spending tokens on the XJR-9. Well, except if you like the car, of course, you can do whatever you want with your account. It's your account after all. I'm here, just a random person talking about the game on the internet. But if you want like an actual advice as to like what cars to go for, I would not recommend the XJR-9 at all in this day and age. And finally, we have the 488 Challenge Evo Unleashed. Now, 488 Challenge Evo, I'll talk about the main car first. This car was gate capped for way too long, and then it appeared in the 20th anniversary Spotlight where the key was free at the end of the Spotlight free pass. So free-to-play players can get this car. That's also how I got this car as well. And it's nice to have it unleashed for the car. So we're getting extra tokens. Whoever unlocked this car also get more tokens from the third stage, which I do appreciate. The performance though, it's barely any better than the Huracan Evo. So like at this point, just get the Huracan Evo and just forget about the 488 Challenge Evo. That's a lot of Evos, and do not spend tokens on this car. It's just a B-class car. B-class cars are even more useless than A-class cars. So just don't. The Huracan Evo is already enough to do most things. The thing I do want to complain though is that why is this not more specific? It's an Unleashed event. An Unleashed event has 4 support cars. Where are the support cars in the patch notes? Where is it in the notes? Like, this is not specific at all. I would want more clarity in the notes later on, but not giving us the information to work with, it's not really a good thing, especially when you list out all the other support cars in the other events as well. And now this makes me think, is this even a proper Unleashed event? Like, is this even an Unleashed event anymore? Or is it a tour event? Because there's only one car said in the notes. Now it makes me question, like, whether I'm reading the notes, like, am I reading actual proper information? Like, is this an actual Unleashed? Or is it just those tour events? Because there's no other support cars in here. I don't want to do more guesswork already. But yeah, that's all the special events in this season. What are my thoughts on them? They pretty much all filler. The Icona Vulcano Spider special event is probably like the quote-unquote easiest one, honestly. it has the most value out of any other event in here. But even then, I don't feel that it's worth spending tokens onto. And all the other events are just complete filler. If you don't have any progress on those events, just forget about them. Get all the free stuff that you can get all the credits, get all the tokens, get all the blueprints. Don't spend tokens on them. Let's get the special events out of the way, and we're going into the time limited events, starting with the first one being a car hunt for the VOF Force 1v10. Now, this is a pretty special case in the way that we've never had a car hunt for one of those weekly exclusive events. Like, we never had a car hunt for the Resmani B Snakes, the Cadillac CN, the Force 1v10. Now it does. Igor Star also never had a car hunt, and of course the Trial Nemesis also never had a car hunt. So this is the first time any of those weekly exclusive cars got a car hunt. And there's also another interesting thing I'm thinking of. You may have already known it if you watched the short that I had on my channel. And if you did actually come to this video, like watching up until this point, if you came from that short, welcome. You did actually manage to escape the hell that is the YouTube short slop, and you're actually increasing your attention span by somehow still staying until this point in the video. So I congratulate you on that, and let's just go on with the other events in this update. Well, of course, the Force 1v10 is just one of the more OG A-class cars. I think it was a launch car as well, so of course it's not going to be good. But it is going to be used as a support car for any other A-class car hunt. Like this car right here, alongside the other weekly exclusive car, will get you 5 blueprints in any of its class like respective car hunts. So yeah, make sure to also get yourself the VOF Force 1v10. You don't really have to max it though, because like the weekly event is just gonna rotate forever. You can always get your FX and blueprints in there. Next event, Lego Unleashed. This one also confuses me. What cars are gonna be used in here? It only says bricks hit the track once more with Lego themed races and rewards. Where are the cars? Where are the cars featured in this event? Why is there no information here? What the fuck am I supposed to do with this information? Aside from the fact that it starts on March 5th, what other information is in here? I really do not like that. Next time limited event in this update is the F1 TLE. Relive Formula Racing aboard the iconic Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR. This one's kind of funny nowadays. With how the 2026 regulations are going in F1, it's now what? F1 is now Battery Management Simulator 2026. So it would be better to just put a fucking Formula E car instead of a CLK GTR in here, which is actual machinery and whatever. But jokes aside, let's just talk about the car featured in this event. CLK GTR, unfortunately mid C-class car, not useful in anywhere. Also, can I say that they fucked up the modeling of this car like so much in this game? The wheels are way too big, the car is way too high off the ground. Like the proportions look exactly the same as a Maisto 1:64 diecast that I already have in my house right now. Come on man, you guys are better than this. Like the modeling looks so fucking bad. It looks so sad in this game. Next event is the Women's Day event, featuring the Peugeot Onyx. Peugeot Onyx is a pretty fun car to drive. It's also very low ranked, meaning that it appears very early in MP. So it makes this car more useful than a lot of the other A-class cars. And if you guys did do the Starway for it, you will already have this car at 5-star, and of course if you did the Starway trick, you will be close to 6-star. So this should be the event that can help you max out the Peugeot Onyx. Unfortunately though, for you to get epics, you will still have to wait until garage level 53, which is very late in the garage levels. So, and unfortunately, for you to actually have the full potential of the Onyx, you will need all 16 epics, because this car is very epic reliant. So, yeah, unfortunately with this event, you guys will still not be able to get the full potential of the Onyx, unless you are already at garage level 53, which you can buy the epics with this car. But it is what it is. More ways to get the blueprints of this car is still appreciated. On to the star hunt for the season, 8096 track version. The Tech Rules 8096 is a pretty old car already. It's been in this game for 6 years, and it already had like 2 billion events, but it's nice to have another one. What's not nice though is that, like I said for the star hunt of the Lamborghini Authentica, Star Hunts do not give you the key for this car. Even if you already maxed out the car, there's no way for you to get the key for it unless you pay for bundles. So that's also a pretty sad thing when it comes to the Star Hunts, especially the Star Hunts for the key cars. But that doesn't mean you should not play the Star Hunts, because like these kinds of cars always have a chance to be re-featured in a future event. So even if you have no key or you don't plan to have its key, just do the Star Hunt and get as many blueprints as you can get for this car. Is it a good car nowadays though? Well, not really. Like I think it's in Plat 4. Is it in Plat 4 or is it in Plat 3? Let me check again. If it's in Plat 4, then it's actually pretty decent. It's gonna be one of the best cars in Plat 4. Oh wait, it is in Plat 4, so it is one of the best cars for you to use in Plat 4. So it's relatively useful to some extent, at the very least. Well, I mean, it's only one league. Again, it's just one league, so it's really not that useful. But I'm just trying to find reasons to, well, talk about this car. Next event, March Madness Basketball featuring the Zonda R. Zonda R. If only they didn't butcher this car so bad in this game, man. Like, this fucking sucks in this game. I'm sorry, but this got released in the same update as the 007S. This is named wrongly, by the way. This is supposed to be the Glickenhaus 007 LMH, but these two were released in the same update. Both of them were GP cars. This one is really good. It actually competes with like the 4.3k ranked cars. Comparisons back then did show that it basically competes with the F Attributor on every single track. Zonda R, its closest competition is the Porsche 918 Spyder. So this event is quite literally useless. It's just another one of those one-car events that gets you 3 blueprints and absolutely nothing else. You get basically no value from it, and unfortunately, the car featured also has no value. I'm sorry, but the Zonda R in this game is so butchered that it just doesn't do anything. It's just not useful at all. I'm sorry. Well, of course, it can be used in future special events. So like, yeah, like getting 3 more blueprints can save you like 2 tokens. Yay, that's cool. That's whatever. But again, don't spend tokens on this car. Like at that point, just wait for that special event and then spend on the multi-pack. It's just better that way. Next event, St. Patrick's Day, Go Green. What do you mean by Go Green? Because like, if you're talking about Go Green as in being more environmentally friendly, the only electric car in this entire list, it's the Ioniq 5, and the other 3 are internal combustion cars. If you're talking about the color green, the Ioniq is blue, the Evora is green, the 911 GT3 RS is green, and the Shelby GR1, it's gray. So there's only like a 50% rate of it being green. What do they even mean by go green at this point? I don't get it. But multi-car event, you guys already know what this is like. Every single year we have a St. Patrick's Day TOE, and those kinds of TOEs also just gives you like 3 blueprints for these featured cars and nothing else. The only like good car in this entire list is the 911 GT3 RS, and my honest opinion is that you kind of don't want to spend tokens on it when it appears in the Legend store. I know that the GT3 RS doesn't really appear much in credits until like Garage Level 40, so it does also take some more time until you can actually get the car easily. But it's also not a car worthy of spending tokens on, because while yes, it's one of the better agile B-class cars, the only place where it's gonna be used in is early multiplayer. And what's better than it? The fucking Vanda Electric Dendrobium. If you want to max the Vanda Electric Dendrobium, do it. Don't just fucking ignore the car because people hate it. You are playing your own game. You can do whatever you want in your own game. Don't listen to the NPCs just fucking hating on the Vanda and telling, no, fuck the Vanda, fuck everyone who uses the Vanda. Don't listen to them. Do what you want with your account. The Vanda is better than the GT3 RS, and it's also easier to get because it appears in a very early level of Garage Level 17. So yeah, it appears even before the Huracan Evo, so this is quite literally like the best beginner car that you can get. It provides you the most value. You can use this in like Gauntlet as well, and like, so nothing to just hate on the Vanda. I was one of those misled into the quote-unquote Vanda hate propaganda or whatever the fuck it is. I kind of regret it because I do actually kind of need the Vanda in some Gauntlet notes like a few months ago. Well, I do have the cars to replace it now, but before that I did kind of struggle in Gauntlet quite a lot because I don't have a maxed out Vanda, unfortunately. On to the next event. The second car hunt of this update, the Enzo Ferrari hunt. The second car hunt of this update, well, not this update, this season, is the Ferrari Enzo car hunt. So, it's featured in the P72 special event. The car hunt starts on March 17th. The P72 special event ends on fucking March 19th. So you basically have 2 days to make this hunt, well, useful somewhat. Well, I mean, you don't really have to max out the Enzo before the P72 special event ends. Because honestly, if you don't have a max Enzo before the car hunt even starts, you probably don't even have a chance to get the P72 already. So it doesn't really matter, just max the car in the 8 days of the car hunt. And the car hunt riot will obviously be pretty difficult because a lot of people already has the Evo parts for the car. But that doesn't mean top 1% isn't possible without the Evo Enzo. So just try your best in the current and the current riots. Crescent Moon 2, another TLE for the McLaren GT, blah blah blah, I kinda don't care about that. This event though also confuses me. All Lego TLE, all Lego themed events return for a limited time. What do they mean by all Lego themed events? Because if we were to look at all the Lego cars, all these Lego cars, like, they did not have the same type of event. The Corvette Stingray had a collector hunt. These kind of cars, like these four over here, the M4 GT3, the Bravo Alto, the FXXK, and the Senna GTR, they have the tour format event. The Valkyrie, the Lego Valkyrie has a Grand Prix, and the Pure Sport has a tour format event. So what do they mean by all Lego themed events return for a limited time? So is this one event that features all the cars, or do they mean like each and every single event for those Lego cars will return in the specific time frame? I don't get it. I genuinely do not get it. So again, I don't like how unspecific the information is in the season notes. Like, there's not too many information to work with already, and now it's even more ambiguous. Like, I have to fucking guess what the event is gonna be like. I really don't like the feeling at all. And of course, after the special hunt, we have the epic hunt for the 1896. Let's just move on from that. Formula E TLE Electric Racing takes center station, the Formula E event. Again, what cars are featured in here? I know that there's only 2 Formula E cars in this game. That's the SRT05E, which is the Gen 2. I forgot what's the model name for the Gen 3. But again, I don't like how these kinds of season notes nowadays just have even less and less information to work with. Like, come on, just tell us, like, what cars are you gonna use in this event? Is it both of them, or is it just one of the 2? But either way, like, whichever of those 2 cars get featured, they're still not worth your tokens. So this event is also whatever. And the final time limited event of this update, Spring Surge, close out March with the F8 Tributo, the Lamborghini Egoista, and the AF10. I think most people will just be looking forward to the F8 Tributo. It's an okay, like, mid-high A-class car. I think you can use it in Plat 4, and that's about it. But for me, it's a relatively fun car to drive. I already have the car max, so this event it's also pretty useless for me. And it also will probably not give you too many stuff in it either, like just a few blueprints for each of the cars, and really nothing else. And that's it for the Voltage Rush season. What are my final thoughts on the season? This is just a filler season, and the notes just fucking confuses me. This entire season just feels like a filler season. Like, I really just don't think there's any events that are worth spending tokens on. Like, unless you are close to finishing something, then maybe you can spend like a few tokens to just get what you want that you're close to getting. But none of these events are worth dumping like hundreds of thousands of tokens onto. Honest, like, advice, just wait for the future events, because I think that the future events will be better than this entire update in general. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching and listening until the end. I'll see you guys in around 28 days more or less for the next update. See ya.